Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is day 29 of National Epilepsy Awareness Month. And we have one more day, well, two if you count today, so today and tomorrow, to donate to the campaign that I've got going to raise money for the PCDH19 Alliance. Those funds help provide research grants to scientists that are specifically looking at a rare epilepsy like PCDH19. There's actually a really amazing grant that just went to a Dr. Pasca for some work that's going to focus more on the behavioral aspects of this gene mutation, not just the epilepsy causing aspect of it. And there's so much more other work that needs to be done. So please, if you are planning on donating, I know a few of you have mentioned to me that you just keep forgetting. Please just take a moment and click the link below. Anything you can give, a few dollars, every single little bit really does help. I reminded everyone yesterday too about the soaps and the bracelets that my mom has made, some handmade shea butter soaps and some really beautiful purple bracelets with a ladybug charm, and ladybug is the symbol for the PCDH19 Alliance. So if you have the ability to donate and you're also interested in getting some really cool stuff that my mom has made, just PM me, whether you've donated already or you donate today or tomorrow. So again, every little bit, I'd love to see us get a little bit more money. We're nowhere near the goal I had for this month, but honestly, I'm thrilled to have every penny that's been donated, and I know that it makes a difference and it adds up. So whatever we can raise in these last 2 days would be amazing. So today I was just going to say a little bit about where we're at now. We have kind of gone through the whole journey of Alex's story, starting with the hydrocephalus, surgery to have a shunt put into her brain when she was 11 weeks old, and then adjusting to what that meant for delays in all areas of development. And then that brought us to her seizures starting in January of 2018. She was 2 months shy of being 2. And we started with infantile spasms, multiple meds, some really scary stuff, moved into starting keto. Not too long after, down the road, we started CBD. We got our genetic diagnosis of the PCDH19, diagnosis number 2. Carried us through a long period like that, just trying some different meds, dealing with the ups and downs, some hospital stays. That brought us to this year, which we had some rough patches this year. She got her 3rd rare epilepsy diagnosis for Lennox-Gastaut syndrome, LGS is what we call it in this community. And she's been seizure-free for 4.5 months. And yes, that's wonderful. And I think when people don't understand all the other things that are going on, it seems like, okay, well, seizure freedom, that's it. Like that's all we're hoping for. It's so much more than that, because the day-to-day isn't necessarily any easier just because there's not seizures right now. Her breath holding is starting to get worse again. The belief is still that it's sensory seeking, but she's getting better and better as her diaphragm gets stronger and stronger holding her breath, and she's able to hold it for a pretty long time now. She hasn't passed out at all, but she definitely has some reactions at the end of some of the breath holding that you can tell it's her brain not having oxygen for a second. It's scary. It's probably the number one thing that we're really worried about right now, just with epilepsy or with seizures temporarily, out of the picture, however long that's going to be. But the breath holding it's a little bit stressful because we're hoping at some point she's going to outgrow it, but she doesn't seem to be right now. I mean, we are now a pretty good stretch into her having dealt with this whole breath holding issue. So that's part of the day-to-day. But the day-to-day too, beyond the epilepsy and everything else, is the other things that I've mentioned here and there, the behavioral challenges, the developmental delays. This is a 4.5-year-old child who is cognitively maybe 1.5 years. So imagine putting that 1.5-year-old way of thinking, and not even a typical 1.5-year-old, inside the body of a 4.5-year-old. It's challenging. She still doesn't have full speech. And I don't know what her full potential is going to be for speech. I keep hoping she gets to a point where talking is more comprehensive, and where she can really use that. I mean, speech is so much more powerful than people realize, what a powerful tool it is. And yes, she can pick up a few signs, but not enough to speak fluently in sign language, So it's a lot of our day to day, the frustrations are around just trying to figure out what she wants, what she's frustrated about. She's in an age right now that's really challenging where she wants constant stimulation. She wants constant interaction. She is never happy doing something more than a few minutes. It's exhausting. We are trying to work from home, not just because of the pandemic, but, we're trying to build our own business, which is a virtual business. And that's not easy to do. We're trying to, like everyone else, maneuver the ins and outs of being home with our children while trying to be productive. And you throw in a special needs child in the mix, and it's no joke. I mean, there are days where she's hollering for you literally every 5 minutes. And it's not a simple, okay, well, give me a minute. She doesn't understand that. When she wants something, whether it's a bottle, she's hungry, she wants to be moved. She wants to be moved somewhere she can't get to on her own. She wants to get up on the couch. She wants to sit up in her chair. She wants to sit in her stroller, whatever it is. When you don't respond quickly, it's screaming, like ear-piercing screaming. It's hard. And then there's the physical maneuvering of her. She's a tall 4.5-year-old. And she is 42 pounds. And on an average day, I pick her up 30 to 40 times a day. It's no joke. So you mix together just the constant attention she's needing right now, having to physically pick her up 30 to 40 times a day, managing having to feed her. She can't feed herself, having to still deal with diapers even though she's 4.5 because she can't be potty trained yet. She has medication multiple times throughout the day. She has supplements multiple times throughout the day. It's a lot. It's a lot to manage all of that and then figure out how Steve and I are going to balance what we actually need to get done from a business perspective, from a work perspective, from, sometimes just a regular life perspective and the things that need to get done. So this is our norm, and this will always be our norm, and we will have good days and we will have bad days, and it will always be challenging. But I will never stop trying to figure out what's the next step. How can we better her future? How can we better her opportunities? That's what this whole month has been about. That's what all the sharing the story with you. I'm hoping, I want it to hit you. I want it to hit you somewhere that makes you want to act, that makes you realize if you're surrounded by a healthy family and healthy typical kids and a healthy spouse, you're lucky. You're really lucky. And speaking of, there comes one of my kiddos right now down the stairs. But if you've got a moment, please donate. I'd really appreciate it. We've got today and tomorrow. That's it. Tomorrow I'm going to talk a little bit about what's to come, what I'm seeing in the future. As I shared a few days ago, I'm on the board of directors now of the Rare Epilepsy Education Foundation. I'm excited in the future to be sharing more about that with you. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.